Hi everybody, it's me Ed. I wanted to show you how to put how the wrappers go on to the cigars while we want them to maintain their shape. So I have them temporarily in the molds, the cigar molds, 56 ring, but my preference is to roll them in strips of newspaper, and I'll show you how that's done. But first, let's put on a finishing wrapper. Finishing wrapper. These are Ecuadorian Ecuadorian shade leaves. Okay, wrapper leaves. Now, as you can see, these are minimal. I mean, very little with the blemishes, and the coloration is beautiful. I'm going to work with this a little bit here. I'm going to pull on the sides. I want to make this as even as possible so that it is, as far as its looks are concerned, it's pristine. So I'm just pulling and tugging on it. And by the way, look at how supple it is. Look at how much flexibility this has. Okay, this is going to be a beautiful looking cigar. So let me put this down here. Let me remove this vein. Take the cutter and just cut along here. And normally, out of one leaf, I can get 2 fillets out. And that's what I'm going to do, okay? All right, so let me do that. Let me take this. And there's 1/2 of the leaf. Again, I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna tug it. I'm gonna try to flatten it out. I'm gonna try to get the veins as flat as possible. So I'm gonna do that, not just with it holding it up, but I'm also going to tug on a little bit. Now, you don't want to pull too much, because if you do, what's going to happen is you're going to end up tearing it. Okay, so now that I've got 1/2 of the leaf, let me prepare the fillet. The fillet, normally I'll prepare a flat side here, and then I'll also prepare a rounder area up on top with a little bit of a flag. I end up keeping the fillet pretty much whole. What I will do, though, is that I'll take the edge. This is the exterior edge. We're going to see this as we roll the cigar. And I'm going to cut off the edge. Point being is that I'm going to give it a nice, smooth edge so that we remove, there you go, remove all that. And we're just about ready. The glue is on the side here. I may add a little bit just to get started. And then I'm going to put a little bit more at the end. So I'm going to grab one of the cigars with just the binder on it, and I'm going to start wrapping. As you can see, they're kind of ugly. I'm going to start wrapping in such a way that I put the end, or what I'm pretty confident will be the end that I'm going to be smoking. I'll start that first, and then I'm going to evenly put pressure on it. Notice I'm trying to keep the veins so that they're running in such a way that they're not that obvious. And I'm really taking my time here. This is going to turn out very, very nice. So I notice that there's a little bit of a blemish here. I'm going to get rid of that so I don't have any issues with it. And that's the nice thing about having a larger leaf. Oh man, this is going to be nice. And I'm going to come down here and I'll put a little more right there. Don't want to put too much glue. By the way, that happens to be a pectin. It's more, it prepares, allows material so that it turns gelatinous, but really the pectin is odorless, tasteless, and colorless, which is incredibly important to have. Now I'm going to roll my cigar here nice and easy. Use something flat. I'm developing a little bit of a pigtail at the end here, just holding on to it. And there we go. There we go. Now I'm going to keep it like this with a nicer wrapper. Eventually both sides are going to get cut. This is what we're going to have. But we're going to, it looks a little, I want to give it a little finer exterior, or more flat exterior. So I'm going to take this strip of newspaper here and I'm going to put it on a diagonal. And I'm going to wrap it here in the newspaper, and I'm going to tighten it up. I'm tightening it up to maintain some consistency in its shape, and it's only going to stay on for, maybe 30 minutes to about an hour, as long as it takes for me to, finish these nice and easy and at my leisure. And there we go. I'll take a little piece of Scotch tape. And there we go. Okay, there's a little bit of a flag, but that's okay. I'll be getting that off in a little bit. Sometimes they finish it off, and of course they'll put little caps on it. Me, I finish off my cigars on a guillotine or pretty straight both sides, and the reason being is that I don't really worry about putting the cap on it, only because since I have the tobacco and the filler, the way it lays throughout the entire cigar. So if you cut one end completely, it doesn't matter. Nothing's going to fall out. Whereas many cigars, you've got to be careful with the capping. Sometimes they'll use some pieces. And that's it, okay? Anyway, hold on, and I'll show you the finished product.
Here you go, everybody. Here is the finished product, like I promised you. And this is batch 101518. 18 cigars, only because that's the number of the mold, the number of slots that I have in the mold. And you know, for me, 18 cigars, that'll take maybe 2-3 hours of comfortable rolling and leisurely rolling, I should say. Okay, all right. So when we look at the cigars here, we see them. Remember, the exterior of these cigars, the wrappers, were a Dominican shade wrapper, and they look very comfortable. They look they're aesthetically pleasing. Remember, I guillotined them on both ends. Circumstances are that the tobacco, the filler itself, the three types of tobacco that I used for my filler were Dominican Seco, Dominican Piloto Liguero, and the Pennsylvania filler. So that's it. I just wanted to make sure that you had the opportunity to see the finished product. I'm going to leave these out. They stay out once they're rolled. They stay out for approximately 24 to 48 hours to dry, to get a lot of the primary moisture out of them. And then I'll put them in the humidor to cure for anywhere between 3 to 4 weeks. And the longer, the better. As you know, cigars can stay for years when they're properly cared for. But these won't be sticking around much more than the 4 weeks. These are pretty good smokes. There you go, folks. Thank you very much.